taking place in the island of Cuba by the communist regime. Let me tell you, I am outraged that the Democratic majority refused to make in order two amendments, bipartisan amendments, which I co-sponsored, that were led by two of my Democratic colleagues, who, by the way, are passionate about the cause of a free Cuba and the freedom of the Cuban people. The Murphy Amendment would have provided an additional $7.5 million in Democratic assistance to support the free flow of information to the islands in this moment. The Diaz Amendment would have provided an additional $15 million to USAGM for the Office of Cuba Broadcasting at a time when the Cuban people and their internet has even been cut, and they're struggling by this incredible oppression, getting murdered, getting killed, getting dragged out of their homes. The fact that we are inadequately funding the broadcast, the radio broadcasting to the island, is hard to accept and hard to believe. It's disgraceful that while the Cuban people are risking everything for freedom, the Democratic majority refused to allow these amendments to even be debated here on the floor of the House. Now, I want to thank the Republican leadership and our conference for their steadfast support for years for the cause of our free Cuba. But I also want to thank those Democratic colleagues who are true defenders of freedom, of the cause of the Cuban people. Representative Murphy, Wasserman Schultz, Diaz, who fought hard to try to get these amendments here on the floor. As I stated in full committee, it is unconscionable that in this moment, when the Cubans are doing everything they can, and they've hit the streets and they're getting bludgeoned and murdered and imprisoned, that this majority would not even allow those amendments to be heard on the floor of the House. Madam Speaker, history will remember those who stood with the cause of freedom of the Cuban people, and those who aligned themselves with the oppressive, murderous regime that represses them for now more than 62 years. I yield back.